Before we begin, let's be honest. The idea of a Minecraft movie always sounded a bit weird, like a corporate move to cash in on a massive fan base while the brand is still hot. From day one, people had questions. Unfinished visuals, awkward design choices, a strange cast, a bloated plot, and a budget that ballooned like TNT towers in creative mode. And then came the first official trailer, and the internet exploded. The dislikes piled up, and it seemed like the movie was headed straight for disaster. But then, early critic reviews started rolling in, and surprise, they said it's not that bad. In fact, it's kind of fun. Or rather, it knows exactly who it's for, and it delivers. So today, we're diving deep into the strange journey of Minecraft, the movie, and why some critics are surprisingly defending it. Buckle up, this is going to be wild. Let's rewind. When Hollywood noticed just how insanely popular Minecraft was, it was only a matter of time before someone tried to bring it to the big screen. Over the years, Minecraft became a global phenomenon. Pretty much every gamer has launched it at least once, from Fortnite kids to nostalgic old schoolers. Finding someone who's never even heard of the game with those iconic cubes? Nearly impossible. But from the start, one big question hung in the air. What exactly are they adapting? Minecraft is a sandbox game. You build, dig, craft, explore. It's whatever you want it to be. There's no built-in narrative like in The Last of Us. So how do you even turn that into a movie? Well, judging by the trailer, WB went with the tried and true formula. Characters get sucked into a fantasy world, they have to save it and then return home. The exact same setup as the new Jumanji movies with Dwayne Johnson, which made nearly $1 billion each. So the studio said, let's not reinvent the wheel, let's just do Minecraft with that formula. And hey, there's already a built-in fan base in the millions, but the internet didn't buy it. The trailer got slammed. Fans roasted the cheap-looking visuals, the oddball casting, Jason Momoa, Jack Black, and the weird aesthetic where real people looked like they were green-screened into a Roblox cutscene. And don't even get started on the plot. It felt like a decade-old fanfiction brought to life. In the end, the trailer sank in dislikes, and it looked like the studio was bracing for a box office disaster. But then, the movie finally dropped, and the first critic reviews started trickling in. Now, as we all know, critics tend to see movies through a very particular lens, especially when it comes to video game adaptations. And more often than not, that lens is wildly different from how regular viewers experience a film. For most people, movies are about having a good time, not analyzing themes with a magnifying glass. But before we dive into the harsh reality, let's ask, what did critics actually like about the Minecraft movie? First off, director Jared Hess. Some international reviewers appreciated his signature ironic tone. It gave the film a quirky, playful feel that kept it from totally falling apart. Light, breezy, occasionally funny. Then there's the cast. Jack Black and Jason Momoa turned out to be a surprisingly good comedic duo. Black is in his element, of course, but Momoa, known for playing stone-faced warriors, actually brought charm and self-awareness to his role. Critics also praised the first 20 minutes, which take place in the real world. Solid jokes, a fun pace, and a bright, cheerful tone. It felt promising. But that's where the compliments stop. Even the most generous reviewers hit the brakes right after the intro. To be fair, this movie is not for everyone. Actually, not even close. If you're an adult who's never touched Minecraft, this film is not for you. In fact, the people who seem to enjoy it the most were the actors themselves. You can see Jack Black and Jason Momoa having a blast on set, goofing off, embracing the chaos, just vibing in every frame. Black plays Steve, your average office worker who decides to chase his lifelong dream of digging in a mine. Yep, he stumbles upon a magical cube that opens a portal into a blocky world full of endless possibilities. And within the first 5 minutes, he gives us a crash course on Minecraft mechanics. It's basically a tutorial wrapped in a monologue. There's a lot of exposition, almost all of it coming from Steve. Most of it exists just to set up whatever's about to happen next. Meanwhile, the block world itself feels shallow and underdeveloped. As for Jack Black's performance, it's a lot. He's over the top, goofy, and constantly mugging for the camera. Sometimes it works if you're going in with an open mind, otherwise, it might drive you nuts. Momoa, just like Black, goes full cartoon mode, pushing his character to absurd levels. And to be fair, it kinda works in 2 or 3 scenes. There are a few moments that might make you smile, but that's about it. The movie tries hard to throw in Minecraft references for the fans. The first night, creepers, house building, minecarts, crafting, it's all there. Longtime players will recognize plenty, and let's be honest, most of the Minecraft audience grew up years ago, so the film is leaning on nostalgia. But when it comes to the rest of the movie, it's tough to judge fairly, because what we really have here is a kids movie, plain and simple. And yeah, we usually cut those some slack, but since you did play Minecraft back in the day, we feel obligated to tell it like it is. So let's talk about the movie's biggest problem, the story, or rather, the lack of one. Turns out the script was written by 6 different screenwriters, each rewriting the previous draft, flipping the whole thing upside down. That's why storylines shift mid-scene, and characters start acting like completely different people. It's the same mess we saw in Captain America 4, where the plot felt like stitched together scraps of several unfinished movies. The result? The story has no real structure. The characters are underdeveloped, their motivations unclear. The plot? You could sum it up in 2 sentences. Barely. And then there's the absurdity. Sometimes it's off the charts. The villain is named Malgosha. A scary-looking general speaks in a tiny, squeaky voice. Steve checks his watch, which doesn't even have a face. It could be funny. Once. But when these kinds of moments keep happening, they start to feel like random internet skits. Action scenes? Weak. Big battles and chases? Unconvincing. The Minecraft world itself feels flat and underexplored. The environment quickly gets repetitive. And in some scenes, the green screen is painfully obvious, especially in the flying sequences. You'll want to cover your eyes, and yes, all of these issues were already obvious in the trailer, but fans hoped they'd be fixed before release. Nope. The VFX often look rushed and cheap, like they were slapped together at the last minute. Now look, in Hess's smaller indie comedies, this rough around the edges style actually worked. He could poke fun at Hollywood tropes and get away with low-budget visuals. But in a multi-million-dollar blockbuster, you expect at least some polish. One major publication said the movie lacks emotional weight, and to be honest, that's not a fair criticism. Minecraft was never meant to be a tearjerker. Besides, the emotional scenes it does attempt are so forced, so awkward. You almost feel embarrassed watching them. The teenage side characters, they barely matter. Honestly, it feels like the movie forgot they existed. Emma Myers had real potential, and yet she's barely in the film. What we're left with is a Minecraft adaptation that keeps the surface-level references but loses the heart and soul of the game. Critics were split, but it mostly came down to one thing, the humor. Some thought it worked, others didn't. It's subjective, of course, but it seems like WB knew exactly who they were targeting. That's probably why they dropped a hefty $150 million on the project, which means, factoring in marketing, the movie needs to make at least $300 million to break even. And sure, with its Jumanji-style structure, it could become a box office hit, but whether it'll actually get there? Still unclear. At least it's not Snow White, which tanked with critics and audiences. Minecraft. The movie is bright, simple, and totally unoriginal, but it knows its audience, and it's banking on them to carry it. Let's be honest, this is a kid's movie, plain and simple, and for kids, it totally works. It's light, colorful, and packed with simple jokes. But for the now grown-up fans who spent years in Minecraft, this will feel absurd, maybe even cringe. Sure, you might catch a wave of nostalgia, but you'll have to dig for it. Parents who never played the game, they'll be confused, maybe even bored. But kids, the current generation of players, will love this movie. They'll laugh, drag their parents to theaters, and ask for a sequel. So yeah, this is yet another Hollywood adaptation trying to cash in on a popular IP. Gamers might check it out just to see what the fuss is about, but manage your expectations. This is a movie for kids who play Minecraft right now, and that's how it should be judged. So watch at your own risk, and only out of respect for the original game. And if you've already seen it, drop a comment. What did you think of the cast? The visuals? Was it worth your time? Or just another bland movie riding on a fan base? That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video real soon.